Anfangs ist es wie ein Erdbeben. Dann schießt ein alles einnehmender Schwindel in den Kopf. Bis es sich anfühlt, als würde man in den eigenen Körper hineingesogen, ohne Kontrolle. Immer tiefer, bis alles schwarz ist. Der Anfall liegt in tiefster Dunkelheit. Ein Leben mit Epilepsie geht mit einer ständigen Reihe an Tests und Medikamenten einher. Die Medikamente halten meine Anfälle unter Kontrolle, aber sie können auch schwere Nebenwirkungen haben. Manche der Langzeitnebenwirkungen sind noch gar unbekannt. Ich fühle mich wie im Gefängnis und ich will ausbrechen. Bin ich mit diesem Gefühl wirklich alleine?
I said, Doc, you know what I'd like for you to do? I'd like you to spend more time with your 1,000 other patients. You understand what I'm saying? Because I spend all of my life with me. And if I'm telling you that this is affecting me and you're not listening, you're telling me to take 2, we have some issues.
I'm a very rebellious being, you know, so if you tell me I can't do something, I want to do it. If you tell me I have to do something, I don't want to do it, you know, so. But the rebelliousness actually helped to heal me because, you know, you tell me I'm going to die, I'm like, no, I'm not. You know, I'm going to heal myself.
I never say I have MS. It feels horrible when I say it. I was diagnosed and I'm free. I was given a diagnosis. That's it. Cool, that diagnosis isn't me. It's not my identity.
I just decided I was going to have a recovery and I didn't have a plan B. My program, my recipe, that was my plan A. There was no plan B.
There's thousands of emotions that kind of go through my mind in the healing journey, and that's why I call it a journey in that sense. You know, it's a lot of learning.
Was sagst du?
Den Film könntest du auch nennen, Der Mann ohne Gesicht, weil du alles von hinten filmst. Gottes Willen, der Mann ohne Gesicht, da filmt man nicht von vorne.
Das ist mein Vater. Ich sehe ihn meist nur noch auf der Durchreise, weil ich die meiste Zeit mit meinem Mann in Los Angeles lebe. Nach der Scheidung meiner Eltern verbanden mein Vater und mich das Reisen und das Filmen. Weil er für eine Fluggesellschaft arbeitete, konnten wir in oft abenteuerliche Urlaube fliegen. Nach diesem Urlaub hatte ich meinen ersten epileptischen Anfall. Keiner weiß, woher oder warum. Die Epilepsie war einfach auf einmal da. Bei alledem war mein Vater mit seiner Beständigkeit und seiner Abenteuerlust aber immer mein Fels in der Brandung.
Praktisch auf dem letzten Tropfen Sprit, den wir noch hatten, haben wir den in der Tankstelle gefunden. Kannst du dich erinnern? Ja. Und leider ist mir der Film ja auch, das war das Schlimmste, was mir passieren konnte, dass ich den in Mexiko überspielt habe.
Das sagst du heute noch, Papa.
Oh, das war
vor
auch wirklich
15 Jahren.
Ja, das war ärgerlich, weil das
du
war
musst halt
wunderschön.
nochmal zum Grand Canyon mit mir gehen. Dann kannst du nochmal filmen.
Ja, momentan fühle ich mich nicht in der Lage dazu. Auch Gesellschaft in Gesellschaft sein strengt mich derart an. dass mein ganzer Körper zittert, das erschöpft mich sehr, sehr schnell. Aber ich kann mich jetzt, wenn ich mich anstrenge und mit dir rede, fange ich an zu zittern.
Ja.
Ja. Lass mal dieses Lied. Ja. So ist das. So ist das, Maus.
Vor 3 Jahren wurde mein Vater mit Parkinson diagnostiziert. Zusammengenommen nehmen mein Vater und ich ca. 12 Tabletten am Tag. Die Nebenwirkungen beinhalten Appetitlosigkeit, Depression,
Schmerzen in Armen und Beinen, verändertes Geschmacksempfinden,
Schlaflosigkeit, Nervosität,
Ohnmacht, Angst,
Gleichgewichtsstörung, Schwindel,
Demenz,
Suizidversuch und Suizidgedanken,
Krampfanfälle, Herzrhythmusstörungen,
mentale Störungen, anormales Verhalten, Gedächtnisverlust, Halluzination,
Atemnot,
Verwirrtheit, Panikattacke,
Selbstmordgedanken,
Aufmerksamkeitsstörungen,
Albträume,
Doppelzehen,
Halluzinationen,
Haarausfall, Juckreiz,
Aufgeregtheit,
Muskelschwäche,
erhöhte
Muskelschmerzen,
Blutfettwerte,
Verletzungen,
Verdauungsstörungen,
verminderte Anzahl aller Arten von
Steife oder
Blutkörperchen,
Schmerzen,
Infektion,
erhöhter Blutdruck,
Überaktivität,
Venenentzündung.
Juckreiz. Ich finde es verrückt, dass wir uns jeden Tag diese Chemie einschmeißen, obwohl die Medizin überhaupt noch nicht weiß, woher unsere Krankheiten eigentlich kommen. Für meinen Vater und für mich möchte ich herausfinden, ob es irgendwelche anderen Arten der Behandlung gibt. Auf dieser Suche ist meine Freundin Hillary eine große Inspiration für mich.
I think we've all settled for mediocrity when it comes to food, when it comes to all of it. We've been so numbed that we're like, okay, this is okay. And then when I taste this, I'm just like, I'm just exploding with all this information. Kind of like a food, one of those food porn shows where they're like, oh my God, like having that kind of a moment. All right, I gotta save this for Odin. I remember there was tingling. I had tingling in my arms, and I went to a bunch of different doctors and stuff. And I was given my sentence, so to speak. Well, 99.9%, you have multiple sclerosis. You will be in a wheelchair. It was so horrible. It was overwhelming. It also, at that moment, I knew, well, that's what he thinks, but that's not my future. I was on the meds for a long time. And then the side effects were horrible, horrible. I would have flu-like symptoms for days. I would have fever, chills. I would be aching all in my body. And then I have to take stuff to help me with the side effects. And so there was a moment where everything kind of cracked open to seeing this facade, if you will, or the matrix, if you will, that I was living in and how it was not healthy for me. The beauty of the diagnosis is then you have something to play with. You have something that you can take charge of your life, or I took charge of my life, and I just went on a flurry. It went crazy on every healer possibly. You go through it all and I go, oh, what are the things that worked or continue to work? I look at what I still do, and yoga was a big part. Yoga is made to help you heal your body, so it gave me a place to release emotion, to release and process on the mat, to cry, to come to terms with what has been, like what's going on in my body and what I've been told. biggest change was cooking food. Making food, I think, was more empowering. What I'm putting in my body and understanding the importance of that. Food is thy medicine. Later on, when I came to LA and I did Ayurveda, then I was given a different prescription for eating because I was eating based on my constitution. It was very healing and very nurturing. I mean, when you look at Ayurveda or Chinese medicine, anything outside of allopathic medicine deals with the individual.
I hate jumping in there.
Allopathic medicine looks at the sickness, not the person. You're separate.
I think the major difference between them is that one likes to compartmentalize and the other likes to see the big picture, with the understanding that everything that is done in a compartment also affects the other compartments because they're interlinked. They cannot be completely separated.
Also wir haben mit der Schulmedizin angefangen, das habe ich gelernt. Und wir haben das so gut entwickelt, wie es eben ging. Und ich habe gemerkt, dass das nicht ausreicht. Und dann bin ich irgendwann in Indien dahinter gekommen, dass wir eine zweite Möglichkeit haben, die Krankheit zu behandeln. Das ist die Ayurveda-medizinische Möglichkeit.
Root cause is very important in Ayurveda. If we can find the root cause, we have a much better chance of reversing the disease process.
Wir wissen, dass das Mikrobiom bei MS-Patienten verändert ist, ja, gegenüber Kontrollen. Und das Mikrobiom ist auch anders als bei Parkinson-Patienten. Was ist Mikrobiom? Mikrobiom ist die Gesamtheit der Bakterien, die sie in ihrem Dickdarm haben. Die Bakterien, müssen sich ja so vorstellen, sind ja aktive Produzenten von Substanzen, also von guten Substanzen, die auch ins Gehirn gehen. Die gehen, da ist ja die Darm-Hirn-Achse, das ist ja schon bekannt. Also sie gehen auch ins Gehirn und sorgen da für gute Transmission. Wenn aber schädliche Stoffe produziert werden, ja, weil die nicht gut behandelt werden, die Bakterien, gehen die auch ins Gehirn, ja.
Removing those toxins. If we're successful in removing those toxins, if the disease process is in the early stages, we do believe that MS is actually reversible, but you have to catch it early. And you have to detox the body.
Okay, aber wenn die Darm-Hirn-Achse so bekannt ist, warum fragen unsere Neurologen uns dann nicht nach unserer Verdauung?
Wissen Sie, es gibt die sogenannten Guidelines, sowohl für MS wie auch für Parkinson-Patienten. Und in den Guidelines steht alles drin, ja, glauben wir. Ja. Ich verhalte mich nie nach den Guidelines, sondern ich mache nach meinem Wissen, was ich selber arbeite. Sie können von einem normalen Nervenarzt nicht verlangen, dass er alle die Details weiß, die ich Ihnen gerade erzählt habe.
Usually you'll just break something. You're not going to... No, I don't think so. I think you'll just bounce.
Oh, someone has started already.
Well, you always get to eat first, Odin. I want to be hands-on. And when a doctor's saying, you know, you need to be on medicine and are very invalidating, and it's like, there are other ways to do it. It's more work. And most people don't want to do more work.
Yeah. It's Hillary's way. And it's like the only way to work with it is to support it. And when it's also for her to understand that there's also failure along the way.
We don't have the ultimate control of our ultimate destiny, right? And in our cycle of life. And so these things come along and either you champion over them or it takes you under or you define yourself by it or you don't. And I choose not to.
Hillary is very dedicated to the extreme measure. She's able to do it.
Think about when I stopped eating sugar and it was...
It drove me insane. But that's the thing, it's like imagine having a meal that tastes like cardboard, basically, because you're
Well, I didn't know how to cook then.
I know, but that's the thing. To me, the ability to say this is what I need to do it doesn't live in most people. Odin tatipol bevakasha chamu. Speak.
That's it.
It's understanding whatever you're going to take, is there a side effect? What is the other things that can happen?
Oh, I'm getting nauseous.
I was feeling good. I mean, my body was fine, and the only time I didn't feel good is when I did the medication. And I just knew that I was done. It's like, no, I'm okay. And it just was a decision. It was that moment of, I don't need it anymore.
Für mich ist Hillary eine wirklich beeindruckende Frau. Ich frage mich, ob ich vielleicht etwas Ähnliches schaffen könnte. In meiner Recherche habe ich zwar noch niemanden gefunden, der sich selbst von der Epilepsie geheilt hat, aber wer nicht wagt, der nicht gewinnt, oder? Meine Bekannte Angel praktiziert eine Form der chinesischen Medizin. Vielleicht kann sie mir helfen.
You really can't overtake this. You know, it'd be really hard. They're not pharmaceutical medications. They're not going to make your body do things that your body wouldn't be doing, and you don't get side effects from these.
Do you think herbs can like heal me in a couple of months, basically, and then I never have to take anything again? I'll be fine forever and ever. Or do you think it's more something like, oh yeah, you might have to take them all the time, always? Or is it going to be something on and off? What do you think?
I think it's going to be a few months of staying on herbs to change what happens through your brain. So keeping on you on herbs for a few months, and then, you know, you could go off them for a little while and see how you're doing. But this is a condition that your brain has had for many years at this point. So it's something where you might always need to be on something, even if it's formula that, you know, I'll keep you on for like 6 months at a time, so you don't have to come in the office every 4 weeks. But it might be that type of situation. We're going to know when we get there.
Okay, es ist Zeit für Veränderungen. Ich muss mir mehr Zeit für mich selbst nehmen und lernen, richtig zu kochen. Neben den chinesischen Kräutern hat mich Angel auf eine Diät gesetzt, die frei von Fleisch, Milch und Zucker ist. Ich bin zwar schon seit 10 Jahren Vegetarierin, aber das ist schon noch mal eine Umstellung. Besonders beim Zucker.
Momentan bin ich auch wieder heiser, dann zitterig, und wenn ich dann in Gegenwart von anderen auf der linken Seite so zittere, fühle ich mich sehr, sehr unsicher, sehr unwohl.
Ich glaube, die Leute verstehen das besser, als du glaubst.
Ja, trotzdem fühle ich mich unwohl. Ich kann ja nicht dagegen an, wenn ich mich unwohl fühle. Ich habe das Gefühl, ich habe keine Kontrolle über meinen Körper. Wenn du ein Gefühl hast, du hast keine Kontrolle richtig über deinen Körper, das ist sehr, sehr unangenehm, das kann ich dir verraten. Die Gesunder will sagen, mach dir doch nichts draus. Mach dir nichts aus, alles okay, du musst in die Gesellschaft gehen, du musst dies und jenes machen. Das kann nur einer sagen, der keine Ahnung hat oder in so einer Situation noch nicht war.
Ja, wenn du jetzt sagen würdest, du würdest versuchen, deine Sache mit alternative Medizin zu behandeln, was man ja selbst zahlen muss, wäre wahrscheinlich auch schwierig.
Wer soll denn das bezahlen?
Die Alternativmediziner, die wollen Geld machen, alle wollen sie nur Geld machen. Also für mich Quacksalber.
weltweit gibt es keinen Chirurgen, keinen Arzt, keinen Neurologen, keinen Internisten oder sonst irgendwie jemals, der irgendwie ein Mittelchen hätte gegen Parkinson zum Beispiel. Da kommt irgendwann einer daher, sollen wir das mal versuchen, kostet alles Geld und bringt gar nichts. Dieses weggeschmissenes Geld, das sind alles so diese Heilpraktiker. Zu meinen Eltern sind sie auch gekommen, haben sie nur um denen das Geld abzuluxen. Nein, lass dich nicht von den Quacksalbern überreden, um dir das Geld aus der Tasche zu ziehen. Frauen sind da sehr, sehr empfänglich. Ja doch, ist es wahr. Frauen sind für Quacksalberei, für solche Leute. Geh mal rein in die Medizin und schau dir an, wer hauptsächlich esoterische Medizin oder Heilverfahren sich anschaut. Und immer so Frauen.
Alles Frauen.
Hauptsächlich, nicht hauptsächlich. Müssen relativ gut rhetorisch drauf sein.
Eieiei. Mein Vater ist schon einer. Okay, mal sehen. Vielleicht kann ich ja auch für ihn etwas Inspiration finden.
I worked for the U.S. government and the U.S. Forest Service. I was in a very high-stress environment. I had like 350 employees that I was responsible for, but I guess I assumed that when I retired that all my stress would be gone. And so it was pretty much of a shock when I was about a month after retiring and kind of woke up on the morning on my boat in a very calm, peaceful environment, and then just couldn't stop trembling. There's no economic incentive for the pharmaceutical industry to ever look for a cause or a cure for Parkinson's. I mean, what better drug addicts can you create than having 20 or 30 or 40 years of guaranteed income off a patient? And so I said, I got to find some other way to address this or combat it. And just happened to find Howard's website in a Google search, and it's like, you got to check this out. Howard's been symptom-free for 7 years.
What do you think of a sweet potato, black bean burger?
I'm very happy.
Alrighty, we'll give it a try.
Cheers. Wonderful. When I had Parkinson's, my symptoms were pretty bad. It was like having a panic attack 24 hours a day. My feeling is that Western medicine is great, Eastern medicine is great. There are certain things that I think Western medicine is absolutely magnificent for, but there are certain things that Western medicine doesn't offer opportunities to get better. And Parkinson's is one of those. We watched my mother have Parkinson's for 24 years. In the end, she ended up crippled in a wheelchair, and the medications took her mind. So she ended up with Alzheimer's and dementia, not from the disease, but from 20 plus years of the medications. So I started getting interested in holistic healing. I was learning about Qigong. And so I went and checked out a couple of books at the library on traditional Chinese medicine. To me, it was a really good understanding of the dynamics of the body, but also it tied emotions into every one of the organs and how the emotions can negatively impact the organs, so that there was a relationship there. And that was something completely new and different for me, but it made sense. Parkinson's disease is viewed from the Western medicine perspective as that there are dead brain cells and a depletion of dopamine in the brain. When I was reading the Yellow Emperor's Classic of Medicine, which goes back 5,000 years, in this one part of the book it was describing my symptoms. When I looked at that, it described me. The me who I had become in life, and the me who I thought I needed to be in life just to survive. So I thought, this is all about me. I can fix me. One of the books I had, fortunate for me, it had medical Qigong for the liver and also for the kidneys. And those were the first two organs I felt I needed to heal. So I put this whole package together for myself, this recipe, as I call it. And then I sat down with Sally to talk about it. And I said, this is my plan for my recovery. And I said, I am completely confident and I know that I will have a recovery one day. However, if I am incorrect about this and the doctors are correct, then at the end of the journey, I end up flat out paralyzed on the bed. And she did not blink an eye. She said, it's just the body. But if you don't take the medications, then you don't lose your mind like your mother, and I don't lose you. So, if you can put up with whatever the disease is going to do, I'm all in.
它是一个相对来说比较复杂的一个病症，因为它有一些肢体，包括一些神志和神或者是气这个方面的一些问题。中医呢认为身体是一个有机的整体，也就是说身体的五脏六腑、精气血。精液包括神志，它是有一个平衡的关系，它们内在的联系很紧密。这也是为什么脏器不应该分开治疗，因为往往它的症状体现在这个脏器，但是它的病因往往是在另外一个脏器。
Der größte Teil, etwa 80-90%, das ist der sogenannte idiopathische Parkinson, von dem wir glauben, dass er durch eine Störung des Mikrobioms entsteht. Ja. Das kann auch sehr gut daran liegen, dass die Kost nicht in Ordnung ist. Ja. Sie müssen, um das Mikrobiom friedlich zu stimmen, eine pflanzenreiche Kost nehmen, das heißt vegetarische Kost.
我们中医认为呢，饮食食疗是一个非常重要的方面，因为我们的人体的能量很多是从饮食获得的。我们中医还有一个常用的说法叫药食同源，就是药物和食物它其实是来自于相似的东西。
I did a lot of research, and I remember specifically It was on the weekend, and Sally was cooking this dish called ropa vieja. It's like the meat string, and it was one of my favorite things, and I knew she was making it specially for me.
It is. It's our first year of corn. I can't
And I was up in our bedroom doing research because the constipation was making me crazy. And I realized I needed to switch to a high-fiber vegetarian diet.
I'm making ropa vieja, and he comes down and goes, honey, I'm going to be a vegetarian. And I'm like, okay. But then I love the challenge. I thought, if he's going to be a vegetarian, I'll be a vegetarian.
Okay, so there's your chard and your salad, rainbow mix, and then the grapes. There's green ones and purple ones.
All right, and this is, I think, what I ordered.
All right.
Awesome. If not, you let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are stocked and ready to go.
I am ready for a week of good eating. Thank you.
You are welcome.
I appreciate it.
Have a great day, Sally.
Das war du, das bin
Keine
ich.
Bratwürstchen?
Nein, keine Bratwürstchen.
Ehrlich nicht?
Nein. Ich dachte einfach, ich mache nur leckeres Essen.
Na, dein leckeres Essen. Ich mag sowas. Ich bin kein Hase.
Ja, das ist schlecht. Dann ist leider trotzdem nur das. Ich kann mir ja später noch Würstchen machen.
Wenn ich nur vegetarisch essen würde, würde ich aufhören zu essen.
Hm. Ich verstehe. Hm.
Ja, ist okay. Kann man auch überleben. Weiß nicht wie lange, aber eine gewisse Zeit kann man. Aber sonst bin ich dir dankbar dafür.
Ja.
Meine Tochter lässt mich nicht verhungern. Aber ist schon gut.
Geht ja doch ganz gut weg, oder?
Ich habe ja auch ganz gut Hunger.
Ja. Das Hasenfutter.
Wer das so delicious kocht, wie du das machst, muss ich nicht wundern, dass alles aufgegessen wird.
Well, the first real symptom relief I got was emotional release in my facial expressions, and that sort of stuff is coming back in many ways. Back pain with kidneys and liver has gone down significantly. The combination of the treatments that are, or the modalities that I'm working with, the medical Qigong that I'm working with Howard, applied kinesiology, which is chiropractic that uses Eastern thought process and physical testing, and the self-improvement work that I've been doing. That in combination together is creating my ability to become whole and complete. I've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. I had to switch my diet around quite a bit, and then that took a lot of experimentation and changed my diet to actually, in my case, a paleo diet, which is different than what Howard was encouraging me to do. I've been a pretty strong individualist, so which led me to be basically more isolated. But opening that vulnerability, which is a side of my being that I wasn't comfortable doing, that's part of the healing as well.
About 6 months into doing the recipe, I felt I had stopped the disease from progressing, but I still had terrible symptoms. So I realized I must have missed something along the way in the soul and mind healing. I needed to look at what was going on with my emotions and how that affected me, and how my mind played a really large part into what were my symptoms doing. There's a certain perfectionism, feeling of needing to be in control, and with that comes this mind that is never quiet. So life becomes this fear-based behavior that says, I need to try to figure out everything that could go wrong and what every solution to that will be. And in working it through, I realized I didn't like me. But it wasn't just that I didn't like me with the Parkinson's. I realized I hadn't liked me for a long time. And I really did not know why. So I decided that I needed to just sit in a quiet time and go back through life. And so that's what I did. With things that had been said and done in childhood, I had gotten the impression that being liked and loved and approved of by my parents was something that you earned from achievement and performance. And I visualized sitting down with my 4 or 5-year-old self, and I said, Mom and Dad always wanted the children to have life better and easier than they did. So I feel that the way that they pushed about the grades was offered out of love, not offered out of hatred. And it helped me feel better about myself. I started looking at life from a compassionate heart instead of a judgmental mind. To me, the soul healing began with that. It wasn't until I learned to like myself and love myself that I was able to push myself over the hump to finish my recovery. I needed to want to get better for me first.
Was ist denn passiert, Jasmin?
Ich bin gejoggt und habe schon so ein bisschen gefühlt, dass es verschwindelig wurde und so weiter, und dann habe ich einen Anfall bekommen und bin aufs Gesicht gefallen.
So einen krassen Unfall hatte ich noch nie. In der letzten Zeit hatte ich viel beruflichen Stress und gleichzeitig extrem wenig Geld. Die chinesischen Kräuter konnte ich mir nicht mehr leisten.
So.
So, dann frühstücken wir bitte.
Ja, frühstücken.
Da sind noch die Älteren, das sind die Frischen für dich, habe ich dir extra gesagt. Frag ich unterwegs oder hier.
Mir ist noch so leicht schlecht manchmal.
Kann ich mir vorstellen, waren Anker. Kopfschmerzen auch noch.
Nee, ist nicht, ich glaube es nicht.
Gehirnerschütterung.
Ja, den Kopfschmerz anfangen. Ja, ich glaube, es ist wegen der Gehirnerschütterung.
Das musst du so wenig wie möglich anstrengen.
Ja.
Eine Gehirnerschütterung spaßt man nicht.
Ja. Ja, also ich muss was ändern.
Mir ging es 7 Monate lang gut. Doch als sich meine Lebenssituation änderte, war es die Angst vor einem Anfall, die immer bestimmender wurde. Bis es dann passierte. Ich bewege mich definitiv auf türkischem Gelände. Es gibt keinen Test, der mir die Sicherheit geben könnte, dass das, was ich tue, auch wirklich wirkt.
The hard part is having the faith in there that the symptoms don't go away until the symptoms go away, and I can't control that. I need to convince all of me that I'm worthy of it. And when all of those things become in alignment, I'm done. But it's not an easy journey.
Words are very powerful. You know, what you believe in and what you say to yourself actually manifests itself. The fear of not getting better drives them to not getting better. I have actually made the choice to live and to heal, you know, myself, and having the faith of that. I was born in Texas, raised here in California. My day job is as a real estate broker, a developer. The hypnotherapy came to me through my wife that I had married, and we took the training and certification class for hypnotherapy for healing. Well, I use hypnotherapy as my way of giving back. I was driving down the street and could not swallow, and so didn't understand what that was. I found myself not being able to breathe or speak. So I asked them to take me to the hospital. They took me to the hospital and discovered that I was having a stroke at that particular time. I was admitted to the hospital for 3 days. So with having a stroke, I couldn't swallow, I couldn't eat, and I was being fed with liquid, and they expected that to happen indefinite. Many doctors does not explain the healing process, they just tell you what's wrong with you. And when I spoke to other people who had strokes and they could not swallow, they may or may not recover. Some never recover. Some recover in a year.
He came home. It was heart-wrenching. I mean, I've never seen my dad in that that predicament.
I was in the bed, and I had these feeding tubes on the pole, and the urine catheter on the bed, and I'm laying on the bed. Believing in the hypnotherapy, I called my daughter, and I gave her the page in the script that we read for stroke victims, and she read it, and I had faith.
I was kind of scared, but I know I could do it.
Well, I actually were able to meditate into a deep, deep sleep, as if a third party was actually inducing the sleep. I just let my subconscious go. And the next week, I found myself, off of the machine, being able to get off of the bed, walk around. One morning I got up, and I didn't know why. I opened this orange, and I took the orange, and I did the juice, and I swallowed it. Then I ate the orange, and I swallowed it. And I said, oh my God, I am swallowing, because I couldn't swallow water, couldn't swallow anything. So from that point, I ate a bunch of oranges.
You believe in yourself. And I have faith in him too.
I was back in 30 days instead of a year. I feel as good as I can feel at 71. I can always get better, but right now, I feel good, look good, act good. So what more can we ask for?
Echt? Bis nach Funkstelle
Ja, so an der Kreuzung.
Sehr toll.
Dann gehe ich nach rechts und wieder zurück hinten rum.
Ja. Nicht schlecht.
Das habe ich die ganze Zeit gemacht, aber die letzten paar Mal hatte ich das schwere Hüftproblem.
Ja.
Aber ich muss mich unbedingt bewegen. Das ist ganz wichtig, sonst werde ich steif. Hier oben gibt es sogar ein Altenheim, wenn gar nichts mehr laufen würde. Aber das wäre jetzt allerletzte. Ich habe den Manfred Hellwig, meinen Freund aus Kiel, mit dem ich früher zusammen in Schottland gearbeitet habe. Also meine Tochter hat erst nach dir gefragt, habe ich gesagt, ja, die kommt gleich. Ja, da geht's wieder los. Papa, mach das, tu dies. Du musst das nicht essen, achte darauf, dass du genug Vitamine zu dir nimmst. Pass auf, dass du kein Fleisch isst, nimm kein Schweinefleisch, überhaupt kein Fleisch. Am besten, ich sage, es wird wieder lustig werden. Werde ich minütlich darauf hingewiesen, was ich zu machen habe. Wie gesagt, ich kenne das. Ich habe auch so eine Tochter. Du bist da kurz davor durchzudrehen. Magst du Kaffee haben?
Nee, danke. Ich dachte, du trinkst keinen Kaffee mehr.
Doch. Nee, hat er gesagt. So geht's mir auch. Ich sagte immer zu meiner Tochter, du pass mal auf. Ich habe 71 Jahre hinter mich gebracht und habe es mehr erfolgreicher oder mehr oder weniger erfolgreich absolviert, diese 71 Jahre. Und jetzt kommt so ein schnödriges Kleinkind daher und versucht dir zu sagen, wie du zu leben hast. Und ich stehe nicht darauf, dass man plötzlich, wie ich das auch gesagt habe, plötzlich fleischlos und so weiter leben sollte. Die letzten paar Jahre, die du noch zu leben hast, wirst du da korrigiert. dass ich mir noch so ein leckeres Fließbandeis.
Hey, my love.
Hey, my love, I miss you.
Oh, I miss you too.
How are things going in Germany?
It's all good. Had a few dizzy spells, but you know, it's okay. So, did you know that medical marijuana, Rodney, is now legal in Germany? Oh, it will be legalized. I researched, and there is this girl that was cured of her many seizures that she had, little girl, by means of medical marijuana. So,
what does that mean for the Sweeney? Sweeney is a stoner.
Dude, it's not the THC, it's a CBD, I believe it's what it's called. And that stuff is, what the paste that you take, or the oil, almost doesn't have any THC in it. THC? Yeah, don't even know what it's called, so come on.
I live next door this way, and I'm 3 houses that way. I could tell, and everybody could, that he was starting to get, things were getting more difficult. But then suddenly it was a pretty big change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was almost instant.
Yeah, there were some kind of scary moments there. I think the security of having people around all the time is just worth so much.
You got a good team.
At least 2 times, if not 3 times, I thought I was nearing the end of the healing journey or had accomplished it. But it came sneaking back in. And about a month ago, just really confronted with the emotional healing part of the journey. And the symptoms have really been intense the last month. My mom passed away during that time. She battled cancer for a year.
Hi, Rick.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, welcome.
Good to see you.
How are you? Good job. Good to see you. Hi.
Good to see you.
Good. Come on in.
All right.
All right. So it's interesting. So I'm picking up age 3. Do you remember anything that was happening in your family at that time, or something that might have brought you sadness?
Well, like we've talked about in the past, I had German measles when I was 3.
German measles?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And ended up in the hospital with a high fever. And
that's right. That's when that happened.
Yeah. My mom was not allowed to stay overnight. So basically that fear, or that abandonment fear, all that stuff, basically that's when I think that really got fortified.
Yes. All the way down. Wow. That might be the first deep breath you've taken since age 3. How's that feel?
It feels way different.
Doesn't it? So when you breathe down here, you're grounded and you're safe. When you breathe up here, you're not safe. Yeah.
You're doing great. This is open now. You have access to this. This is your inner wisdom. Now here's the mercury, remember? Mm-hmm. And then push up here for me. So you're not weakening to that at all.
Good.
So, okay, that's pretty good. Continued awesome progress.
I kind of was looking at that in my journey as a jackrabbit thing. I was going to do it quicker and faster than Howard and try to be the overachiever that I always had been, and that's just not what the journey's about.
Rick, do you need to do a lap or are you good? Ready when you are.
Catcher's mitt.
Okay.
You're on. I forget.
When I didn't get nurtured and cared for in the way that I thought as a child I needed, I made that mean that I couldn't count on people.
Are you ready for me to make the move?
I'm ready.
Yes.
Here we go.
We're good.
Okay. Whoa, nice. Nice landing.
Yeah.
Is it too warm? This is okay. This is okay, probably.
Yeah.
You think?
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Okay, here we go.
Close your eyes.
Learning to be that trusting, vulnerable person is a huge lesson for me in this journey. This is about my mind, letting my mind go. It's a long, hard, slow process. Been agonizing and scary. And just having the courage to kind of sustain my path and my journey and not give up and say, screw it. I can't do this anymore, even though that I've had that moments. But in order to live in the light on a full-time basis, you gotta face the darkness. Life is a journey, and I fixated on the goal of being done with Parkinson's, but the journey is really life, and I need to enjoy life in its fullest, and then the Parkinson's will no longer control me, and really revel in the gift that Parkinson's gave me. How to be more vulnerable and loving and caring in an open way to people.
Ja, hey Junge. Ich hab total die... Oh, ich kann mich auch so schlecht konzentrieren. Ich hab total den Schwindel, also total den krassen Schwindel. Ich bin aufgestanden und da war das schon, und das ist... Also komischerweise ist es irgendwie ein bisschen anders wie so ein Schwindel, bevor ich einen Anfall bekomme, aber irgendwie...
Ja, kannst du das mal ernst nehmen?
Ich nehme es sehr ernst, aber...
Ich komme ja so, ich krieg schon keinen Anfall. Sag mal, wie lange willst du das Spiel mit deinem Körper noch weitermachen? Du brauchst das Kippa. Huh?
Mama, ich möchte einfach keine Tabletten mehr nehmen. Ich möchte nicht mein Leben lang diese Tabletten nehmen. Die gehen mir auf die Leber, alles. Das ist einfach nicht das Beste.
Ja, die Kampfanfälle gehen an den Kopf, ne?
Ja, mach dir mal keine Sorgen, Mama.
Ich mach mir schon Sorgen. Du bist ein uneinsichtiges Kind und das nervt sowas. Benimmst dich ab dem Kind. Nein, ich will mein Spinat nicht.
Ja.
Ah ja.
Ich will ja den Spinat, das ist ja die Sache. Ich will ja den Spinat, aber ich will die chemischen Substanzen nicht.
Die Frage ist, kommen Sie mit der Medikation noch so hin? Müssen
Das ist die Frage, deswegen sprechen Sie jetzt an, ob das daran liegen könnte.
Sagen Sie mal eine kurze Zwischenfrage. Das Domperidon, nehmen Sie das auch immer noch?
Nein.
Na gut.
Ich nehme
weg damit. So.
Dopadora, dann nehme ich diese Kapseln da, weil ich ja sonst Krämpfe bekommen habe, und dann nehme ich die Dopadora 100.
Retard.
Darf ich noch mal kurz nachfragen? Sie sagten, dieses andere Medikament, was er früher genommen hat, ist gut, dass es nicht mehr nimmt. Warum denn?
Ja, wir sind mittlerweile drauf gekommen, dass das auch Herz-Kreislauf belastend sein kann. Und wir wissen heute, dass es nicht ganz unschädlich. Ich versuche jetzt bei allen, wo das noch drin steht, das rauszunehmen. Ja, locker lassen.
Ich bin's, das ist der Sanitäter, okay? Papa, du bist jetzt im Krankenhaus gebracht.
Okay, Mäuschen. Das ist gut gemacht alles. Fühlt man sich wohl, wenn man allein ist, oder? Eine Wohnung kann tun und lassen, was man will.
Ich mache mir Sorgen um dich.
Sorgen?
Ja, also so wohl fühle ich mich da nicht.
Ja gut. So wohl fühlst du dich nicht? Kein Problem.
Ich würde mich wohler fühlen, wenn es dir besser ging.
Ja, Mäuschen, das ist schon klar. Das wird wieder.
Ja.
Das wird wieder. Das Öffnungswort war Blutvergiftung.
Ja, wenn du nicht gekommen wärst, hätte es gut sein können, dass ich den Löffel weggeschmissen hätte.
Löffel
40,9, ganz plötzlich.
Und was meinen die, wovon das, was denken
Ja,
die?
wenn die Blase sich nicht ganz entleert, sind Bakterien eventuell da oder Entzündungsparameter. Und dann entzündet sich das wieder. Ich habe gesagt, und maßgeblich könnte auch noch verstärkend wirken. Was genau, weiß ich auch nicht. Ich habe ihn gefragt, hat mir auch keine genaue Auskunft gegeben. Ja, das ist so bei. Ja, dann muss ich das einfach so akzeptieren, erst einmal, wie er mir das gesagt hat. Mal schauen.
Es fühlt sich schrecklich an, so ohnmächtig zu sein und die Gesundheit meines Vaters einfach so dahinschwinden zu sehen. Wenn er mir doch einfach nur mal zuhören würde. Und dann hatte ich noch einen Anfall.
Again fell on my freaking head. I can't believe it. Again fell on my freaking head. Why every time? When I was younger, that never happened.
And then she'll tell you again in just a minute. I'll let her know you're going to laugh.
I guess I'm lucky I didn't have another brain thing. What did I have? Concussion. Die Krankheit hat mich mit einer unheimlichen Wucht wieder eingeholt. Und was ich bisher probiert habe, scheint nicht mehr zu helfen. Epileptic seizures can feel like your own body is raping you. Ich fühle mich so verloren. I feel so lost. I feel constantly surrounded by peril. Ich fühle mich, als wären mein Körper und ich a peril in my head. Zwei verschiedene Dinge. Zwei verschiedene Entitäten. Ich trage jetzt einen Fahrradhelm, fast die ganze Zeit, um meinen Kopf vor weiteren Erschütterungen zu schützen. Und ich nehme eines meiner Medikamente wieder. Es fühlt sich wie Betrug an. Ich bombardiere mich wieder mit diesem Zeug. Obwohl ich gerade bei meinem Vater die Auswirkungen von Nebenwirkungen gesehen habe, die Auswirkungen von Nebenwirkungen sein können. Aber ich sehe gerade keine andere Option. Ohne jemanden, der mir einen Weg aufzeigen könnte. Bin ich jetzt wohl am Ende angelangt.
I was really, really poorly. I even started thinking about maybe I'll just kill myself. It was pretty bad. So it was, by the time I was diagnosed, it's actually stage 4 cancer. Then they just wanted to go in and take the ovaries out, but I wouldn't let them. Gerson therapy had got me well the first time, so I felt like I have to do that. So I was doing Gerson. Yeah, I was having to do coffee enemas, juices, a lot of supplements, and a very restricted diet. So a plant-based diet. So the Gerson therapy is all about healing the immune system and supporting the organs of detoxification. Yeah. Bearing in mind I was diagnosed August the 1st. November was when I went to my GP, not sure if I was getting well. I was just feeling really, really, really bad. Then I had a brain scan and it was picked up that I had brain tumours. So then in January 2008, I realised I had a cervix tumour, ovary, a big ovary tumour which was 9 by 6 centimetres, the size of a small grapefruit, And I also had this brain hemorrhage and a partially collapsed lung. My lung had filled up again with fluid. So that was when I was at my worst. And it was then that I started thinking, really, I mean, am I kidding myself? You know, I really don't know if I'm going to manage to be well after, you know, with all this going on. And they said, you don't have long to live. It's palliative care for you only. I've done everything I can, and, you know, I'm still in a really bad way. Let's have a hysterectomy. And they said, oh, sorry, you're too poorly to do a hysterectomy. And I was like, oh my God, you know. And then it was a really horrible time because I felt like maybe I should have had it, and maybe I'm going to die now. And, you know, I was really, really in a pretty bad way. And then, but I did start planning how I was going to kill myself. But what was interesting for me was that when I was planning to do it, I actually had a feeling of power. It's like I had energy because I had a plan. I had a plan to kill myself. And then I realised that just being in that mode of having a plan instead of having no plan actually gave me energy. And I had a bit, it's like life energy came in again. So then I thought, right, if just having a plan is giving me energy, why don't I have a plan to really go for it and really just pull all the stops out and do absolutely everything in my power to properly heal myself. When we understand that everything that we're living is a direct result of the beliefs that we're holding, then we can see that when we change the beliefs, we have the power to change life completely. During this time, I started to get real insights about the right herbs I should be taking. I took loads of it. So I made decoctions every day, very strong decoctions. But I did keep up the juicing, and I still juice. I was also doing vitamin C infusions, and I started just feeling more and more energy in my system. And when I went for the second scan, they discovered that the tumours had gone in my brain. So it was like, oh my God. And from then it just got less and less and less until by the summer, you know, by August, it was like cancer-free. And now I focus on actively creating health on a daily basis. Cancer never comes out of the blue. At some level, it's an opportunity to leave the body, and you can take that opportunity, or you can stay. But you can definitely do everything you can to stay and shift, you know, change an outcome by making a choice to face fears and face emotions and feel stuff fully. And then to reorientate you and, you know, get your focus back on the place where you want to go, rather than just letting life take you along. You have to live with intention, knowing what you want to create, because we're creators at the end of the day.
Fiona lässt mich erkennen, dass ich bisher eigentlich nur versucht habe, meine Medikamente zu ersetzen. Habe ich den anderen überhaupt richtig zugehört? Genau wie Howard habe ich bis jetzt den mentalen Teil der Heilung komplett vergessen. Ich schätze, ich war zu sehr auf meinen Vater fokussiert. Ich habe ihn lieb, aber ich kann ihn nicht ändern. Ich muss mich auf meine eigene Reise konzentrieren und keine wichtigen Schritte mehr auslassen.
We create our reality, our belief system, our visions. So it's all about the courage to do what you have and the faith and the belief that it will happen. And you know what happened? It does work for you, no matter what you want.
Good morning.
Hi,
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Wonderful, actually. Thanks for coming.
Very good.
Ah, it is good.
All right.
Come on in.
Am I gonna be fine to drive in a few hours?
Oh yeah, you'll be totally conscious, and when you awake, you're never gonna be unconscious. First of all, if you think that I have 100% control of you when you sleep, it's not true. That's just TV. Where you will not be walking like a zombie. I will not make you act like a chicken and bark like a dog. None of that. At all times, you'll be totally conscious. And you'll be aware that you can wake up anytime you want.
All right.
Yeah, you're not going to be unconscious.
Okay.
You'll be conscious just at a deeper sleep.
Dass Trance in einem hypnotischen Rahmen genutzt wird, ist so alt wie die Menschheit. Die Bandbreite der Hypnose ist natürlich unheimlich breit. Man kann die eigentlich in allen medizinischen Bereichen anwenden. Im therapeutischen Rahmen ist das vielleicht eine Entspannung, meditatives, positive innere Bilder und Gefühle zu erleben, aber in diesem Zustand dann auch das, was wir bewusst nicht zur Verfügung haben, sondern unbewusst als Fähigkeit mitbringen, zu nutzen. Und das sind zum Beispiel körperliche Regulationsprozesse, wie Entspannung, die Fähigkeit, Schmerzen zu kontrollieren, die Fähigkeit, auch tatsächlich Blutung zu kontrollieren. Ich kann jetzt zu meiner Wunde nicht sagen, hör auf zu bluten, hör auf zu schmerzen, weil ich nicht weiß, wie ich das mache. Mein Unbewusstes, mein Körper weiß, wie das geht. Das heißt, ich muss in eine gute, tiefe Trance gehen, um diese Fähigkeit zu aktivieren.
I want you to just relax, take a deep breath. I want you to just breathe in and out. Just take a deep breath. Very slowly. Take another deep breath. With each and every breath you take, you find yourself getting more and more and more relaxed. Time to heal as you began to feel so wonderful. You only think about the time and place when you know that you were the healthiest person, body, soul, spirit in your lifetime. See yourself. Spend a moment there. Just relax. Relax. And I want you to go into a sleep state. Deeper, deep. Sleep deep. Feel yourself letting go. All of the worries. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to do. Just that God-like total health. You can feel the energy. You can feel every cell has its own life, and there's one that you have total control over. It's so wonderful to feel this way. It is such a wonderful light. You can see your whole light flashing inside as well as outside. You're glowing so wonderful you feel like you can float. That wonderful healing light, you can just feel it just flowing through all the trillion cells, nerves, skin pores, hair. You are just glowing. You can see inside of your body with your mind's eye. Hear the ocean waves as it relaxes you more.